All right, so this is our blank canvas, and I honestly hate white. This is just, I'm bored, and I just want to do something, so we're going to pick something out. Don't expect anything fancy today, just some music, and just do some random channel art for whoever I pick. So I don't really care. Hey, Polymies, how you doing? You having a good day? Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I'm not doing anything too crazy, guys, but you can. That's pretty much. I'm gonna make channel art for someone, so give me a second. Um. All right. So who's a good channel person we should make things for? We'll use that one. We'll use this one from his Twitter. How you guys doing? No one's really talking. It's nothing crazy today, guys. Sorry. So if I don't see the chat right away, it's because I'm adding all the stuff. So I think it's Matt. There we go. And we're looking. All right, where's the other picture? Oh, where'd the other picture go? Oh, there it is. All right, cool. How's Simi doing, by the way? All right, I gotta add another photo now because this is usually how I do stuff. So it's probably gonna be right at the bottom. Usually we use a template like this. Then I try to cut it off. Just gonna rotate this. Let's do this. And that lines up about there for the tablet. We can duplicate that layer. Like that. That's about right. Cool. Next thing we're going to do is over here. I don't know. I just wanted to stream or do something. So we can go to arc reactor. All right. So now we're going to look for something for an arc reactor. All right. This one looks pretty good. We'll use this one. I don't want it cropped. We'll get the original. You guys talking? Hey, Pops. I'm doing okay singing, probably have a slight headache. Yeah, I got a chest infection and everything. Hey, Leia. Hey, Low Spec. Nothing fancy today. I'm also testing the algorithm. Every time I usually go live, YouTube scrubs, so I'm kind of funny watching right now. So this is how I do art randomly for people or for myself. So now that we have this like that, so we'll add a photo now. It's going to be under the downloads. All right, cool. So now we have this arc reactor, right? So now we can start fading this out a bit because I don't want it overtaking. I'll delete it afterwards. So we got this here. So we can put this here. Like so. All right. That works good like that. So now we got a middle place. And usually our text area will be about here. So I usually get the text first. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. So let's try something here. If you hear me typing, I'm on a different site. I can't share too many sites. So let's say all right, so we're gonna use I'm gonna look for an Iron Man font. If we have anything. And we do. All right. We can now use the Captain America. I don't know if we should use an Iron Man font or we should use more of a Star Wars font because I know he's a huge Star Wars fan in general. So technically, actually, I think I found a nice one. But the text is kind of horrifying. Maybe it's just the way it looks on my screen. You guys having a good weekend? Yeah, I got like a chest infection. It hurts to cough, laugh. 48-hour migraine a couple days ago kind of murdered me out. So I'm just taking things slowly. Oh, please don't tell my internet's doing this thing again. All right, I'm going to shut down Epic. I'm going to shut down this. Let's see here. I want to use a nice font that's not like overbearing, but I can still put something through it. Ooh. That looks pretty. I think I found one. I think we're going to use a Renegado. If we use a see-through, though, that's going to be bad. So it'd have to be... All right, I think I found it. All right, let's just get it. All right, come on. Oh, you did not just do that to me. Oh, you stupid internet. Oh, hold on. But yeah, as you can tell, I sound pretty nasally right now. And I had the font, and I just lost it because the website decided to be a dink. So I'm trying to find it again. Oh, let me check the StreamYards quickly. Hey Ryan, how you doing? I'm doing the best I can. I took Simi to the vet last Monday and found out that she has stitches under the skin, so I was worried for nothing. Oh, okay. Well, prayers are not going to help me. You had one of your videos copyrighted? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, this is an online photo editor. This is how I do all my stuff, like you see on my channel, any of my thumbnails, all of it's done through here. So, but prayers at this point, I appreciate it, are not going to help after what happened yesterday, but I do appreciate it. I think it was this one. There we go. All right, save image. All right, so now that we have this, we're going to bring in the text. All right, what does anyone remember from ICC's videos? What was Mike's lightsaber color? I got GIMP, but I need to learn. I've heard of the program, never used it. Have you tried messaging me on Twitter, Explorer? I've been online since like 6 to 7 in the morning. Now it's time to check something. Oh, wow. Didn't actually hit me with anything. What colors? No, I don't have one DM on Twitter from you till just now. 10 minutes ago. Does anyone know what Mike's lightsaber color is? Is he a Jedi or Sith? No, your first message was today. I think let's go with the green lightsaber. I think that'll be the best one. Green. Transparent. There we go. All right, what do we got here? This is usually how I relax and kind of chill out. What is this? I don't want that. Ooh, I do like that beam. So I'm gonna. Ooh, oh wow, these guys got everything. Come on, guys. Not yeah. Then the website's being a dick. Can I save this as a normal PNG? I will see if that works. But no, this is pretty laid back. I'm bored. I was bored. I didn't want to play a video game again right now. I can't focus when you're sick. It's really hard. Hey, Myth, how are you doing? Well, guess I'll start working on your Venom picture. Oh, yeah, that'll eventually get done. But yeah, I'm never gonna pressure you, Apollones. Never. It's not my place. I think if I ever did that, it'd be rude of me. All right, so it is so hard finding just a normal. All right, maybe this one we'll have to do. Get download link. Click the download. Can you download it? There we go. All right, let's add some this. Open, and then we're gonna go to my desktop. What was the other one? It was called Foot. Oh, there we go. All right, so the text area is going to be right here. So the first thing we're going to do is put. Actually, oh shoot, that might not work the way I want it to. All right, so we got the text right here. So we're going to get rid of the. Let's bring that down there, and then we'll save it. Because, yeah, the text is too small, right? We'll just probably start charging people for channel art and stuff, right? All right, and then we'll download this one. Now we'll upload 2 more pictures. There we go. We'll get rid of that. All right, now I got to close this. Well, we don't need this one, so we'll get rid of that. All right. So now that we have the base of what things are going on, we can do this. I can actually fade this out a bit. So we can do it like that. And technically, I can just take this, control, and make that. Now it's grouped. It's one picture. Oh, wait. No, Control Z. You messed up. I want this and that to be group layers. And now I made those 2 one picture. The next thing we can do. No, maybe not that one. Put this about there. Huh. Whoa, where'd my other images go? Whoa, okay. What is that faded for? What's going on here? Yeah, that's supposed to be blocking all of it. There we go. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And there we go. Now the shades are back. technically we can just do like kind of like that. And we'll take a circle. We have to line it up, so let's get rid of that. Do this. And don't worry, all the music's copyright free. This is probably boring to a lot of people, but it's okay. And we can go to a fill image. We can do that. Get rid of that one. So we can actually put this like that. Bring that like that. Because I'm going to have to move this anyways, right? So there we go. So, text and logo space. Oh, almost knocked something over. There we go. What's going on in the chat? I need a new image, something Wonderland theme. I love Alice in Wonderland. For what? Hey, Makini. How you doing? Just something random. I'm watching my sub count go down every time I go live. It's one of those days. So it's like, yeah, I didn't know what to do today. Okay, so then we can bring that up like that. Bring that down a bit. Like so. I'll move this. No, I want to move this. Thank you. We're going to line this up. Do I even have a snap tool? I do have a snap tool on. This is not working. But the site is called PicMonkey. I've been using it for years, I think, like a few years now. All right, so from there, I need to find a different arc reactor, I think. See if we got anything else. And I go through a lot of pictures online just to find something. Arc reactor. Don't mind him. I'm wondering. It's really hard finding the right images when you're doing it all from scratch. This looks like a good one. All right. Well, we're gonna get rid of this one right here. Let's bring that down a little so it's lined up. I don't know what you guys were expecting. Like I was just bored. So hopefully, yeah, that's pretty much it. 4. There we go. Why is that so tiny? Oh my God, that is so bad. There's got to be a bigger one. It is so tiny. Customize, resize. There we go. 1440 by standard wide. That's the one I want. All right. 1920 by 1200. All right, download. All right, we'll see if this one's bigger, ladies. All right, we're gonna get rid of that one. Put that one in. Oh, that's definitely much bigger. So now we can actually try to use this as a full. And then you bring it over. So it's like that. Let's fade it out. gonna be such a pain in the ass. I do a lot of this in my spare time. I find it therapeutic. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, now you're just being a weirdo. There we go. You're gonna be a dick. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be a dick. But yeah. I'm gonna stop it. That's what she said. I totally get that feeling. This thing while doing anything for Monday. Just a new pro pick. Pro pick for what? Oh. Yeah, if I have time. Let's take a look. Yep, there it is. Lost one already. I'm not doing what someone was entitled me to do, so there it is. Every time I've gone live or uploaded a video on YouTube lately, I lose more than I gain. It's quite funny, and it's a funny thing. It's like YouTube's algorithm is just telling me to say just f off already, and I'm like, all right, cool. I got no problem with that. YouTube is just hot garbage lately. All right, so that's not going to work the way I want it to. So we'll just use it as a background image. Oh my God, stop choosing the wrong image. Thank you. And up. Yeah, it's not even lining up the way I want it to. No, can you just line the circle up? Why are you not lining the circle up? Maybe it's because the picture's being a dick. There we go. No, what the fuck is going on here? All right, so that's gonna do for now. I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. But it's definitely not doing what I want it to do. Oh my God, and then it selects the wrong image again. Like I'm literally selecting on this image. So let's say we want the Mexican Iron Man. So we can put it like that. Let's put that about there. We'll take an image. Let's say. And we can duplicate that. And you just. All right, so it'll be something like this. But okay, who the fuck is messaging me nonstop? Like, Jesus Christ, my phone keeps going off. Oh my God. I already told you it's an all right game. The randoms just suck. So why do I watch numbers so closely? Because I've never seen anything in months where every time I do a video or do a stream, I lose more than I gain. I find it kind of redundant. I've also had friends and mods telling me they're getting unmodded from my channel. So YouTube is scrubbing even people that are not bots. Yeah, I saw that, Polymies. I did. Hey, Murder. All right, I'm trying to line this up. Why are they not lining up? Look. Okay, he's supposed to be right about there. All right, so that's about done. We can take this and put it over top. We can duplicate that, leave that there. This can go under there so it has the glow. And I'm a numbers person. I focus in on a lot of stuff. It's just part of my thing, right? Can't help it. I don't think black's the right color. Hold on. All right. Cool. Let me take that and you drop it like this, and then I can literally just, let's say I want to make the gradients the red and the green. Colors. I don't think I can do this. No, that's wrong. Cancel. Shoot. I need to. Huh. Textures. Colors. They don't give much for the color stuff, eh? Especially for textures, which is really bothersome. Wow, these colors suck ass. They really do. What if I there we go. Let's keep it like that for now. Oh, that is so bothering me. You're not supposed to be. No, I want you to line. All right, hold on. I gotta do this again. Hold on. Do. All right, let's line this up like that. Perfect. And I think I can do that. There we go. He's also. All right, I got a good idea. Hold on. Where is it? Silhouette. Wallpaper. No, Parrot, I feel like crap. And it's more than just physical health. It's mental at this point. But yeah. All right, so I was looking for, there we go, the silhouette stuff. Finding the right image sometimes is a pain in the ass. I keep saying that, but it's true. All right, so now that we have this, because I know he's a Batman fan as well. But yeah. So we're gonna try something like this. We're gonna put this about here. We're gonna line it up so it's in the middle. So like, let's say he wants to look at this on his TV. I know he probably watches some YouTube on his TV. So if he goes to his channel, if he ever uses this, the whole image will be shown, right? So when you see the yellow line here, that means this is what you see on mobile, this light gray region. If it's tablet, it's this region. And then you have the desktop, which shows the full banner. So that's how you should balance things. Yeah, it really hurts to laugh and talk. And I'll be straight. I got a letter yesterday. They canceled my disability and all my health benefits as of June 1st. Yeah, that's another reason why I kind of sound the way I do. So, already living in a low tier, living off disability, I'm now living in absolute poverty. That means rent can't be paid, nothing. And I'm trying not to have it hanker my weekends, but it's been a rough 24 hours. And it's been a rough 2 months with all this drama and shit going on. Yeah. And I know me saying this now, there's probably someone lurking or is going to pass it on later on, and people are just going to make fun of it. Because for some reason, my name can't be kept out of people's mouths. And I can't even, yeah. That's dental, that's health, that's everything gone because they didn't receive my medical package and I sent it. So Monday I got to call them and try again because I tried on Friday and they kept saying they said the auto system kept hanging up on me. And I was like, okay. But yeah, well, it does suck, but life sucks, right? And I haven't seemed to have a good fucking couple months in a long time. Can't be a patriot on YouTube. You can't be yourself as much on YouTube. I'm watching. Everything seems to be falling apart. And the only thing I keep holding to myself is my principles. And I've had moments where I just want to drop the ball and just be like, here, you want spilled tea? Here's the shit. Here's all the spilled tea. I will change the names, but the stories are all true. Because everyone says brush it off. But brushing it off is like when you're dealing with the school bullies all through your life. Eventually, you have enough and you snap. You either fight back or you break down. And fighting back is just petty. But talking about it is a lot more healthier. And if it does get to the point where I have to make a GoFundMe just to pay rent, it's going to be embarrassing for myself. But you'll have those types for the last 2 years who have mocked all of my GoFundMes live on their streams. And I know it's petty, but it shows that people out there that act the worst seem to get the most handouts. The ones that spread the most lies, the most facetious villainizations of other people, whether it be a creator, family, whatever, seem to be coddled. While the ones that are being villainized, shunned. And it's a lot to look at sometimes when your eyes are open to it. I'll just ignore it and keep pushing through. That's why I focus on the numbers. I do try. But it's like every time you try something different, they take a little bit more away from you. Whether it be YouTube or be a Twitch sub or a follower on Twitter. Because Twitter is a fantastic thing, especially when you're using apps like Who Followed Me and Who Unfollowed Me, because you can tell where a lie has started and who it's spread to by how people unfollow you. Hey, Mongo, how you doing? And I use those types of things as tools, not because people are like, well, why don't you just leave it alone? I'm like, because I need to know how far the gatekeeping goes based off a lie or siding with someone without knowing a full story. Because that's the thing, right? Narratives are the destroyer, because narratives are pushed as a one-sided argument. You never know the full story, or you refuse to. And we're seeing this whether it's Hollywood, mainstream media, legacy media, films, books, comics, whatever you want to apply it to. But it's right there also on our fucking front doorstep. And to quote Ernie Hudson, I have seen shit that would make you turn white. I have. I've had people blame me for their failures. I've had people give friends of mine limitations on who can stream on a channel that's not theirs when they're a guest. I've had a bunch of that shit. I don't want to be a drama channel. That's not my intent. But everyone seems to let things fly while you have people two-facing around the sun getting away with whatever the fuck they want to. And people excusing them for it because of this, and that. Yet the persons that they're going after are literally living the same excuses, but it's been their life forever. And it's weird watching how people it's like the whole what? Do as I say, not as I do. And you see that more and more, and you're just wondering why. Go to 16. Come on, drop again. And I have no energy for it. Like I don't understand why the high school mentality exists so strong on here, to the point where you want to take someone's soul. Yeah, but good people are also the ones that are hit first, right? When you're the target of someone's entitled belief that you don't deserve what you've worked for, and everyone jumps on that train with them. What happens when you find out that the train you jumped on is worse than the person that they're villainizing? Do you just continuously ignore that train, or do you just idly go by? I used to understand people. Lately, you don't. People are fucking awesome, and they're scary. All right, let's copy that quickly. And I talk like this because I don't talk enough like this. Nobody does. All right, let's knock that out so we have like a circle we can actually use. I can do that. No, we want the outline, right? There we go. And then you can actually paste it down and line it up, hopefully. Like so. And then it has its own little texture over top, because eventually I'll just find like a metallic surface or something to throw right there. But yeah, that disability thing was like the nail in the coffin, you know? It's eye-opening. That's why I made that community post, right? When I was talking about why I actually lost monetization, because I was embarrassed. I put so much work into that convoy stuff. And still, it cost me things. I had to delete every one of those videos. That's almost 250,000 views off my channel. Like, all the hard work gone. Because it falls under the pretenses where I try Mongo, that's it. I avoid drama. But when it comes on your doorstep every day in your comment section or on other people's streams or anything like that, it's kind of devastating. You know what I mean? If you have no interaction with the people that are causing drama, but yet they're bringing the interaction to you, how do you maintain a fair distance when they're literally like Amber Turding your welcome mat? Yeah. And I can't even do the convoy stuff anymore. I was proud of that work. I haven't been that passionate in a long time, and I had to get rid of it. All right, give me a second. I gotta look at his webpage quickly. Why doesn't this dude have his webpage? God damn it, Mike. YouTube. I think this is his webpage. All right, let's take a look here. He doesn't even have. He doesn't have channel art, really. Oh, dude. All right, so we got Lego. We got the figure he got from someone. The book rack. Welcome to the rebellion. He's almost at 1K subs. Great on him, man. All that stuff was backed up to Rumble. But even after removing it, it doesn't change anything. It's hard to be proud of something that you had to get rid of. And people will probably clip this or lurk in the back, and I've seen that too, that they'll think the way I talk right now is just seeking attention. I didn't know talking about yourself or shit that's going on was considered seeking attention. It boggles my mind. It's either woke this, woke that, racist that, no, not racist this, is perfectly fine. Hate clicks perfectly fine. Whatever you want to classify anything as, people's opinions. But if you talk something real, it's considered seeking attention. And like I said, I have no fucks to give. Yeah, but Rumble's a joke, okay? Rumble, it's all there on Rumble, but it's all a joke. I'm glad it's all backed up there. Oh, we just hit 9, then 8. So let me take a look. I'm going to see if it goes down to 6. Oh, it didn't. But yeah. Haters gonna hate. Low spec, you nailed it. But the difference between haters gonna hate and haters gonna affect you as a content creator and gatekeeping, that's where the shit has to stop. If you have a personal bias against someone and they're not hurting anyone else, and you have a rift personally with someone else, no one else should be jumping on that train and doing the same thing to those people. Because you weren't there, you weren't in that interaction, and you're hearing one side of a story. That could be anyone. It's the same way we were talking in school when there's bullies. Well, what did you do to initialize him to come after you or them to come after you? Oh, nothing. That's bullcrap, because usually with an altercation, it takes two to fight. You're not just throwing fists or throwing words around and nothing's going to happen. Yeah, no, seeking attention, I think, is the problem, right? You always have to... be less human. And I don't know how that works anymore. Oh, they are sad people, but like I said, when you're using like those things like the who follow me, who unfollow me stuff from Twitter, you can see where the story links through and how far it's traveling down like a game of telephone. And you're wondering, if y'all have the same fucking problem, why have none of y'all talked to me? It's the same shit we're seeing across the board. Especially even with YouTube drama channels. It's like, y'all want to talk shit about another creator, but are you actually talking to the creator at all and actually having a discussion? No? Then why are you on the pretense of just talking shit without knowing the individual behind the screen you're talking shit about? If you're just going to believe one person's side of a story, that just makes you a fucking lemming. Hey, Memes, how you doing? Just chilling, dude. Just chilling. But, yeah. And I've walked in on lots of things, and I'm like, the high school mentality is garbage. People don't understand. You just look bad. But people give them high five for it. And I'm like, why? Why are you giving them high fives for being assholes? But yeah. So I'm waiting to see who will mock the next thing. There's nothing here, man. Mike, now let me go on. All right. I wouldn't say I'm unhappy. I would say right now I'm just comfortably numb. All right, what else should we put on here? I'm getting back into my comic, doing some redesigns. Nice. A person is cool, but people suck is how I see it. Yeah. But if you're all attacking the same person, and yet only one person has the problem, that's kind of asinine. Let's see what happens. 6. Yeah. Like, I'll be straight. I've walked in on live streams where people were mocking my GoFundMe. They were mocking my character. They were making digs at me when my dad was in the hospital last year. They had even issues with the fact that I put fat in my name and I might not even be fat. That bothered them for some reason. Petty shit. Coattails are a hell of a drug. Yeah, everyone wants coattails, but you know what? My mouth isn't meant for someone else's cock. That's the thing, though, right? Sorry to be blunt. Oh God, that hurt. and memes is a good dude. As much as like people fear what he's gonna come out with next, he has one of the best heads on the shoulders I've ever met. Mongo too. Polymies is great, and then they got Mackie. And Mackie, you're gonna keep starting doing pictures with less hatching. The other one looked great. I don't care. Oh, pardon me. What was it? Here. This is one of my favorite lines. Was this one? Well, you're a grifter. You're using this person. I'm like, how am I using this person? Well, you're booking all these guests for their channel, so you're using them. If I'm booking guests for a show I co-host, how am I using them if I'm booking them for the show that we both get to talk to? Are you saying I should have them on my channel? Yes. Well, then technically that would be using that person. Do you even know the definition of using a person? And there's just some ad. Yeah. All right. I don't know what to add next now. Because I still need a middle picture. Let's take a look here. But no, for me, talking like this is it's therapeutic. I will never name someone unless it actually is it going to affect someone badly, but I won't do that. I'm not that type of person. This might work. All right. All the music you're hearing is copyright free, so you should be okay. All right. But yeah, I've been through shit, right? And I usually keep quiet about it. But I've asked for advice from other larger channels because I know they probably deal with it more than anyone else under the sun. But if there's someone like me getting it, there's got to be a whole lot more people getting it as well. And they probably don't talk about it. All right, give me a second. Let me just take this off here. So that's... Ooh. Whoa, why is there two? What the hell? Oh, no, there's not two. All right. So the next thing we'll do is we'll add a drop shadow. I'm going to change the color to... So we'll put this here. Now we're going to move it. Whoa. So now we'll see it like that. And then we can take this and drop that back on. And we put that underneath. Well, technically I should put it right there so I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing, right? But yeah, that's pretty much been my mindset recently. No, Steven, why do you care? It's not that I don't care or care. It's the fact that it's taking a toll on me. Because as much as I ignore it, monetize it, and haters get a hate, it pushes. They don't want to have discussions, right? That's the same. It's the same thing like where people give excuses for people. Oh, they're this, and this. She's this, and this. They're this, and that. I'm like, yeah, I have the same things, but it's in paper. But this and this. But like, okay, so why is their butt more valid than my butt? And secondly, if they are this, Why are they doing the same thing, doing this to a person with the same thing? And then you get that silence, and you're sitting there going, do you even know why you defend these people? And I don't get it. I try to figure out people. Strange accusation. Manga, if you only knew. I've even had people from other platforms trying to destroy friendships of mine. And that's the messed up part. And they kept pushing this lie that I promised something that I never promised. And they made other people go along with this lie. Even though if they knew it was a lie, they still pushed it. And from there, they kept telling people who were inviting them on as a guest, oh, I'll come on and I'll do this with you, but I don't want this person here. Or I don't want this person here if I'm going to be here. And I'm sitting here going, you do realize you're being invited as a guest on someone's channel. You don't get to dictate the channel owner's requirements of who they want on a panel. And they would still push this. And I'm sitting there going, what is the deal? Yeah, double standards. Yeah, memes. Hey, Tamar. Sorry, there hasn't been much videos lately, dude. It's been up and down lately. Let's see if it goes to 16. But there's been days where I just want to say, fuck it, light the city on fire. Here's the names, here's the videos, here's the screenshots. Let me walk you through everything. Every fucking folder. All right, now I got to figure out what to put on the side panels, right? And people don't like real talk. They want to hear me shit on Amber Turd or talk about how great Johnny Depp is or how bad Trudeau is and all that stuff. Like, that's awesome. I would love to do that, but I can't do that every day. And then when I pop on a video game and relax, they're like, oh, this isn't what I wanted to watch. I'm like, okay, cool, but no one's forcing you. And then you get those weird messages like, well, I'm unsubbing because this is not what I expected. And I'm like, thank you for announcing it. Power to you. You know that point where you say you got nothing else to lose? I'm at that point. They just do. They don't know why. Yeah, that's true. But Mongo's a good dude. Honestly, he is. That Evil Dead game is fun, though, dude. It is fun. All right, now I got to find something to put on the sides, right? And I'm still, like, I like talking. Like, honestly, I love talking. I wish more people would reach out going, hey, can I come on? Or do you want, like, I wish that more like that would do that. But I'm not busy enough to answer a message. Truthful. But it's been feeling very fucking antisocial in some places lately. And I'm not the one, I can't discern anymore what is asking for help or if it's begging, panhandling for help or going, hey, invite me on your show. Like it's all those things. And I would rather, like I did when I lived on the streets before I got in the shelter system, is like I never panhandled. I will never panhandle for clout, for acknowledgement. That's not why I'm living. That's not why I'm on YouTube. I came here to have fun. And I still do have fun. I really do. There are some great people that have helped me out recently, especially when I've been having up and downs. And there's other people that just they need like a parental figure to slap them upside the head to know that they've gone too far. I need to find something. Hold on. Let's try a Star Wars synth banner. Am I making any sense, or I just sound like a rambling guy? He's like, you need more costume. You need to go to sleep now. You sound kind of messed up. No, because seriously, I'm not okay. I'm tired of the way some people think they can get away with fucking murder in this goddamn community, and no one tells them to stop. Or they excuse it. You're just enabling more. Like words like community, fellowship, and what was once called the Phantom Menace had great reasonings behind it. But it's been destroyed by people with entitled persona, the need for attention and destruction, and they continue to do it when no one's looking. And if a friend is supposed to be someone to help you, whether through the good, bad, or whatever, and to sometimes tell you to smarten up when you need to, why are these friends not doing the same thing? Yeah, I understand. I'm putting too much pretense and expectations on people, but then it means it sounds more like you bought a dog, but you don't want to get it trained. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I'm not perfect. Like if I fuck up, I want people to come and tell me I fucked up. That's how you fix a problem. I believe in that. But if you have a problem with me and you never approach me or anyone that you have a problem with to fix a problem, it's not on the person you have a problems with anymore. It's you because you're refusing to acknowledge it or try to solve it or work it out. Maybe it's because it's easier to see people as a villain than see that people can actually get through things. Maybe that's it. Who knows? People are fantastic, in that way. Because you can spend your whole life trying to figure out why things aren't working the way they should, or you can just turn a blind eye and just keep on going. And both are good. Just don't let it consume you. I'm trying to find a really nice 2 side pictures to use. So give me a second. If I'm rambling, just tell me to shut the fuck up. Hey, Sherry. If you're my friend on Facebook, you have my phone number and you can call or text anytime. I'll talk and talk. You'll get tired of listening to my voice. Not really. I played around a bit on it the other day. It seems like fun playing as Demon. Will be pretty fun. Yeah, I haven't done Demon yet. I've been pretty much doing Hunter Ash. Hey, Sherry. It's nice to see you here, too. But, yeah. You're here to listen to me? No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm trying my hardest not to shut down with all this shit going on. Because if I shut down, then they win, right? I'm proud to call a lot of people friends that I've met in the last 2 years. especially the ones that have had to deal with my competitive side in gaming, because you know that can't be easy for anyone. We just want to have fun. I'm sorry, my brain works in a certain manner. You're gonna be stuck with the way I think about things. Can't you just relax? Relax is not in my forte, bro. It's just not. But the people that still stick around, fuck yeah. Fuck, I even had people using fucking minors, like young teenagers, youngs. I don't know if they were impersonating them or feeding their head full of lies, trying to come to my channel, accusing me of stealing content. I'm sorry, there's enough Fortnite content on YouTube that nothing's stolen. And just pushing shit. And you sit there wondering, going, you do realize you have crossed a line of normal human interaction where you're borderline monster at this point. And I still don't name you. I still don't fucking name you. And then you bring it right on my fucking Twitter, trying to make this false allegation that you set the fuck up because you feel slighted. And yet, people still get a free pass. Where is this? That's the question I have right now. Where is the line, like with things like that, where it's become drama, or you're outing something very fucking creepy? And that's one thing that's bothered me for about a year and a half now when this shit went down, is what do I do without making myself look worse? You know? Because I have all the receipts. I have all the receipts. But does it make me look like a worse person? You should see the scars on my arms, the scars on my spine, the scars on my chin from my car accidents. Most folks try to avoid conflict. I agree with that, memes. They do. But there even comes a point with avoiding conflict and letting conflict constantly go by, and you're aware of it, and not just saying, hey, just settle down, and actually being a friend to those people. You still have that prerogative. And I'm not singling one out on this one. I'm saying in general. It's like when we're watching certain films or stuff like that, where he's like, you got friends holding the other guy back because they know it's going to go wrong. It's going to go too far. That there is that line. My disability probably won't get reinstated. It'll be a few years. No, it doesn't work like that. They never received my package because they were. I mailed off my package. And even let's say they wanted to put me, take it away then after receiving my package saying it wasn't good enough, I would still have 3 months to pay rent and try to figure things out during appeals. Now everything's gone June 1st. And I don't know who the fake account of George Lucas is, but if you're going to tell me who your real name is, you might want to start doing that, because you lurk every chat with those eyes, and you're sus as fuck, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to sound rude. So you can either DM me on Twitter who your real account is, or you can vacate. And that is honest fact right now. Talking to you. Do you want on memes? Is that what you're saying? It doesn't matter how many emojis you use, George. I know an alt account when I see it, especially how active you are popping up on random channels. Your summon card has been sent, means. 16? Yep, lost another one. 16. And I'm not trying to be rude. You can either DM me on Twitter or Discord and tell me who you actually are. Yarp. Oh shit! I didn't get the image I had. Shit. I get sidetracked. This is what goes through my mind every day, and I actually feel better talking about this shit because everyone expects the bigger channels to get this shit, but when you're getting it from people in your own fucking community for like a year and a half, it's pathetic. And I've reached out, like I said, I've reached out to certain larger channels who have dealt with harassment and people trying to fuck with shit. And they just told me don't give them power. So that's why I don't name them. I don't reply to them. Google has all the screenshots and videos, though. I did send it all to them. So Google does have a record of what channel's been doing what to my to me on my content. So they are pretty aware. That's the funny part. I'm not one to hurt another person, but I don't know why other people think it's okay to hurt others. Because of an entitled slight that you could have worked out. My favorite thing is one person actually, I figured out they had a problem with me because they decided to start shit talking me. But this is the funny part. They were shit talking me to another friend, right? But they sent me the DM shit talking me rather than to the friend they were sending it to. So they literally sent a screenshot shit talking me that was supposed to go to someone else. And I open it and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You can't even shit talk about me to the person you're shit talking to. And I'm sitting there going, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if they're expecting convoy, sorry guys, my channel, my house, my rules. Yeah. It's okay, Tamar. It's okay. I'm still a grown up, but I keep receipts, like I say. I mean, oh, you should delete them. Just get over it. I'm like, nah. Because the day the mental break happens, that stream is going to be epic, and I'm going to go out in a great ball of fire. Because none of it is going to do anything to fuck with anyone else except the people who came with hostile intent to me. That's the difference. That's the difference here. I would never do it just to play victim. Although I do know a lot of people on YouTube who are professional fucking victims lately. Oh my god, like and people just seem to be sucked into them. They're just like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for you. You've been so hard done by. Bitch, here's the list of the shit they've done. That's why they're in this predicament. I don't care. I just don't care. Take my money and my thumbs. Just take everything. I'm like, lemming. People are fucked up. I've watched some people that I used to stream with hurt close people, close friends of mine. And it was hard as hell not calling them out for how they were acting, how they were treating people we all care about. Wait. You're George Lucas? You're not George Lucas, are you, Apollomes? Remember, this is just me seeking attention. 15. I keep forgetting to get the picture. My bad. Load. Oh, what the hell is this shit? Here we go. Wow, they really like their blues and shit. This is fucked up. Come on, give me the picture. Load it in. Wow, that is actually pretty badass. Whoa, that is really bright. Oh, they did like some high reses of an Iron Man cover. This is beautiful. This is fucking beautiful. All right, I'm gonna save one image right here. There we go. There's the first one, and there's the second one. All right, now let's hope I can do this right, guys, because this is gonna look pretty sick, I think. We're gonna take this, and we're gonna fill with desktop, and we're gonna use the C. All right, now we're gonna use the edit. All right, that's the first one, and now we're gonna do the second one. All right, I gotta zoom out to get the text bigger. Sorry about that. Oh, that hurts so much. It's therapeutic to talk about shit, I've realized. All right. Whoa, okay, cool. All right. So now that we actually see it, that's how it looks right now. I can get rid of the thing. If I really want, I can take the Batman and actually fade it out a bit. So technically, when you're on most devices, you'll just see the heroes aren't born, they're built, and it'll have Mexican Iron Man right here. I can actually take that. I should actually probably get rid of this and put a green on it. We actually should probably should drop a shadow, right? Why does this look like it's not lined up? Maybe it's just me. Hold on, maybe I'll just duplicate this. Fuck, I've even had accusations where I use women. I use women. The only reason why I had women on my streams is so I can get them for views. That was the only reason why I invited females on. I was like, that's it. You found me out. That's the only reason why I bring as many different people on with an open house policy, because I just want to use them. My main goal is to use people in life. That's it. Yeah, you found me out. You found me out. Edit image fill. All right, let's bring that a little bit bigger, and we can actually try to center this right. All right, let's put that right there. And we can do the edit field, and we can drop this there. All right, duplicate layer, and then we're gonna do a shadow outline. We're gonna do a black. We're gonna do a knockout. We're gonna get rid of the fade and go back to normal. We can do something like that. I don't even know if you'll like it. I just do this for fun. Gals tend to get more views. Busted. Oh shit, you're right. Damn. Wait, who's the? Oh, I didn't see you there, bro. Hey. Oh,
though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice,
Oh, hello, Steven. Hello, everybody in the chats there. But happy Saturday, everyone. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been around at least the internet long enough that I've noticed you'll have your main prescribed narrative within whatever different group, community, fellowship, internet bubble it is. You'll have the main players, the highest quote unquote level people, usually by the gravitas of their following and everything, that happen to rise to prominence for a number of reasons. And you know what? I very often find like I'll sit there and listen. I'm like, all right, I hear some points and everything, but as interest in whatever topic that certain groups and communities grew upon seems to waver within the general public, maybe it's just me, but it's like, well, it doesn't seem to be much more low-hanging fruit here, so we need to search for lower-hanging fruit. We need to bring in other trees, other different vegetation that's tangentially connected. Well, we're at the end of the orchard here. It's like, well, we mostly talk about science fiction stuff, but let's talk about this stuff that's slightly engaging there and just continue to follow the business model of, oh my God, can you believe the terrible things that these people are saying on the internet? They're obviously talking about us and not maybe a very select few group of folks that just happen to be effing with them. Because, I mean, it's not like we're going to bring up the actual point that may actually help verify a person's actual point there. I mean, all I know is, I mean, these people can't be human, because if they were human, how could we justify all the terrible things that we're doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. Hi, Joe. I don't know. Too much? Did I lag out? I don't know.
No, I was replying and I was muted.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, did I just break Steven's show? Because well, that's the other. Just that right there, It's like somebody might be on a stream and all of a sudden somebody had to get up because they had their kid or their dog or something like that. They're muted, and it's like somebody was giving an impassioned speech or something, and all of a sudden they're reaching out. They want that affirmation from their friend, and they didn't immediately get back to them. So obviously it's like, oh my God, they must disagree with me. I hate this person because I don't know, maybe it's just me again, but how many times have you, at least as an outside observer, just kind of like in a chat and you're just kind of like listening along and you're hearing a conversation and then you hear somebody like, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're sitting there, you're like, I don't think that's what they said. And especially if you're listening, it's a lot easier to just click back like a couple, like 10, 20 seconds. You listen again, it's like, yeah, that's not what that person said. And then somebody gets into a huge fight and it blows up. It's like, you do realize you were fighting over something that you didn't even disagree upon. Somebody just happened to misheard and misinterpolate it.
Yeah.
And then you can't apologize because we already had this big blow up and everything. That's part of the narrative now. It is now canon. So to go back and like apologize? We can't apologize because Tim Pool and some guy that memed the statue told us never apologize. That is the current canon within this valence of the internet.
You mean if I work out my differences, I might not have a villain anymore? Well, how will my life fulfill?
If there's no villain, who are we going to attempt to raid?
Yeah.
How else are we going to get all that fat loot?
Yeah. If there's no more dungeons, there's no more dungeon bosses, then we're not getting the legendary gear.
Right.
But in this case, it's not gear; it's clout.
Right. Well, it's clout, which is redeemable for tokens that get you the gear. It's kind of like in like AQ back in WoW and stuff like that. They have the generic thing there. So as long as you can get that good set piece, as long as you manage to get as part of that set, that group, that collection of that higher level gear that the higher level adventurers actually use, well, that also makes your game easier. And when your game is easier, you're able to earn more experience and earn more tokens and everything. And wait, are we talking about a gaming or clout chasing?
They can both be the same thing. Technically, we're going through the different layers of a dungeon on YouTube, trying to get more subs. And that means more experience, which is more levels. The more subs we have is the more levels we get. Same thing.
See, my problem is I mean, I totally guild hopped and stuff back in the day, but I at least tended to have a reason for it. Like, I would stick around for a long time until things were going to a point, and then if I happened to have an opportunity, it's like, all right, let Let me apply to this other guild. It's like, oh, we're looking to finish up Naxxramas. We need one more mage at this point there. Eventually, I end up getting selected back in the day because, what was it? I was told that it's like, yes, between so-and-so and so-and-so, it's like, yeah, other folks would just pop mana potions to regenerate their mana to do damage. It's like, you literally would just flame strike a whole bunch of mobs that were going to kill you while we were clearing trash, pop a limited invulnerability potion, so thereby you're only damageable by magic, so no physical attacks. So it would aggro you, go back to the tank, and you would run through and just arcane explosion on them. Basically, the DM was like, he's like, yeah, you were basically just a crazy mofo, so that's why we chose you.
Yeah. See, for me, when I was doing tanking in not in WoW, I never did WoW, but we would tank. You'd have one tank, and the tank would constantly pull one mob. The rest of the party would hit, pull the next mob, and keep doing it in a synchronistic thing. From there, you would rely on the healer to keep you going, as well as your defense buffs and reflex skills to keep the damage off you as much as possible. But as soon as, let's say, one healer had to leave or one healer didn't have enough resources, the thing falls apart.
Well, right, because it's a system. It's like, all right, you tank, you take the hate, the healer helps keep the tank going, and the DPS makes sure to DPS down whatever is hitting the tank, because if the tank goes down and the healer runs out of mana, it's like, yeah, now all you squishies are going to get wonked. So it's like, all right, I apologize. I feel like that's a derogatory term. But all I know is bonked. We'll go with bonked. That's less controversial. But, well, that's the thing. It's a system, because also, if you have great DPS, your tank's going to take a lot less damage. Your healer's going to have to spend a lot less mana. So as you increase efficiency in one thing, it makes everything else easier. Mm-hmm. And that's my big thing. If I'm going to look at it like a game, I'm like, all right, if YouTube's a game, if you're going to have these different online different groups and stuff, it's like, all right, what's your goal? I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, if your goal is, we want to create a whole bunch of cool stuff because this is what we want to put out. No, wait, this is what we want to put out there into the ether. We want to create our own content. We want to get like our own IPs going and stuff. That's great. And you know what? I've seen the potential for that. I've seen people doing it. It is possible. But at the same time, I go back and I'm like, all right, well, you just basically seem to be stressing your DPS. You're maximizing as much DPS as you can. So it's like, all right, we're able to attack all these different things. We're able to do all this damage very quickly. All right, that's cool. Who's tanking for you? Who's taking the damage? I mean, it's not like somebody could come up with like literally like one hit piece on you in a somewhat slightly reputable thing, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I was never part of this group. I was never part of this. Nope, nothing to see here, and everything just blows up. I'm like, really? Did you have anyone to tank any of that damage for you? And say, that is not the case. Maybe there are some a-holes. The problem is if people are going to say out there things and you're just, maybe even if you don't support it, but you're just like, you're snickering about it, you're giving passive affirmation to saying it's like, okay, we totally support you saying that these people are evil. Because again, as long as they're evil and not human beings, we can justify all the things we're doing, because as soon as we start looking at other individuals we may disagree with as human beings, oh my God, we never do things like that to a human being, because that might make us evil.
Yeah. The other thing is eventually, like let's put it this way. Let's say the dungeon goes great and you live that life through the dungeon, and nothing else happens for a long time, right? Everything's going steady. But then you come across, let's say, a hidden room. They added a new area with new loot and a different boss, a sub boss you've never seen before. But it brings back all the old attributes from the previous boss that you thought was already dead. So why is it still going?
Well, just because, I mean, usually the game resets like once a week or so. There's, no matter what you're looking to do, just statistics is a thing. And I did very poorly in statistics back in the day. But the thing that I kind of took away is, if you're talking about like 8 billion or so people in the world, and you got billions of them literally on the internet, if you're trying to find a low-hanging fruit case, you're gonna be able to find it because you have access to orchards all across the globe and stuff like that. So it's like, if you're gonna highlight, oh my God, look at what this leftist or this conservative did. Look at the terrible things. And I sit back, I'm like, okay, so you found one individual, and this is how you actually, if you want to have this conversation and actually diffuse things, which I don't hear that often, you sit back, it's like, all right, so how many, the statement you just made, how many of those people in the category you just laid out do you think believe this? I mean, I mean, maybe this one individual is representative of the vast majority. Maybe it's all, because I sit back and I've been saying this for a little while. It's like, if you replaced all and most with many and some, the conversation is completely different. Because now you go from over embellishing, because folks on the other side will be like, wait, you think all of us believe this? No, it's you think most of us believe this? No, where if you just said, it's like, yeah, there are a lot of people. I have heard many people saying this. It's like, if they sit back, it's like they might not agree with your statement, but they're like, are there many people saying this? Maybe look this up. Or maybe there are some, which are by no means the majority, but it means that there's something to actually be addressed. And that's one of the problems, because within whatever type of political climate or whatever you're talking about, you're sitting there and you're like, I hear people using all these terms, all these different words that very many may say are kind of salacious and antagonistic. And I'm like, see, the problem is when you start doing this, it's the cry wolf syndrome. It's like, oh my God, look at these quote unquote groomers. And I sit back, I'm like, all right, now, if you're going to decompose that into the literal meaning and actually adjust it, might you be able to say that it's something, and again, I haven't even looked up the definition, but I assume it's, you're preparing, I'm just going from the animal standard thing, it's like, you're preparing somebody for something within the future. Now, if you're going to extend that definition and you're going to say that like teachers are doing that in schools because they happen to be teaching something that's an agenda that you might horribly disagree with, now, while that may technically be true, is that medically how people are taking it? Because when you start using the words children and grooming, at least medically in my mind, I go to a very specific place. And this is why I say it's like, no matter what I'm talking about, don't harm children. That's just one of the keystones.
Yeah. Don't manipulate. Don't coerce. Don't even impersonate. That's another thing too.
Well, and my whole point with this is, if somebody happens to be doing something that maybe you disagree with and you're using terminology such as that, I'm like, okay, now folks that might disagree with you on some things, they're like, now you're just overblowing that. And the problem with that is when there are salacious cases, and don't get me wrong, there are folks, and again, some, and I got a lot of respect for teachers. I got a lot of friends that are teachers. But occasionally, again, no one group or community has a monopoly on assholes. So when you do get that person that does something so horrific that is beyond the pale and they are harming your children, the problem is some folks might hear that and they might just dismiss it. And that's the problem, because people get so conditioned, because it even happens to me. Because I'll sit there and like, there'll be like some Tim Pool videos and I'm just used to it. I'm like, well, he's following the business model. He's saying all these different things. I'm like, okay. And it's just like, okay, you're playing it up. Can you say that? Sure, you can totally say that. But now are you saying because that's the maximum accuracy, or you're best example I can think is, I remember when David Pakman and Tim Pool, they had a discussion/debate. That's the other thing. What's the difference between a discussion and debate? Do we even agree upon that? Because on Tim Pool's channel, he listed the same live stream as a discussion with David Pakman. On David Pakman's live stream, he labeled it as a debate with Tim Pool. Same stream, two different takes on this. And I've seen this. It doesn't matter if they have 1 million subscriber channels. Doesn't matter if it's freaking 300 subscriber channels or even less than that.
Yeah.
I've seen the same thing happen again and again. You can't even agree on that. It's like, all right, that's there. But, and again, if you happen to click on either of those individuals' channels, one, and again, Tim Pool kind of pitched himself as, oh no, I'm a liberal and everything, and well, that may be the case. It's like, what type of content? If you just click on the channel as a reasonably prudent person, just an outside person that's not really part of this or that, And you see Tim Pool's videos, it's like Republicans move forward, it's like Democrats fail, lefties implode. And then you go to David Pakman's table, it's like Trump looks foolish, blah blah blah, conservatives, blah blah. You sit back, you're like, all right, well, at least from my observation, you seem like pro-conservative and you seem pro-liberal. That's just the general takeaway. If you got folks saying, well, that's not that, it's like, okay, now there are more nuanced discussions to be had. Totally agree with that. But it's like we very often don't have it because it's not that delicious. It's not that delicious, tasty buffalo chicken bites.
No.
And breaking news: they're bringing back the Mexican pizza.
Oh, nice.
I missed it.
So you're saying that we're also losing the ability to have discussion and debate because the art of discussion is also being sacrificed.
I'm just saying when Jersey Shore was renewed for more than one season that something's going on here. We promote poor behavior. That's the thing. Because I sit and even growing up, I'm like, wow, a lot of people kind of seem to be sticking the muds, and I totally get that because that was a lot of the vibe I got. But then again, maybe there were some reasons for that. Now I sit back, I'm like, whoa, are we at the point where it's like totally everything goes now? I think President Obama at one point, or candidate Obama, something said about this, the politics of anything goes, this and that. And don't get me wrong, it's like I can respect President Obama as a man. It's like I didn't vote for the dude either time and everything, but it's like, okay, I can respect some of the words you're saying. I might just disagree with you on policy, but it's like I think a lot of folks, it's literally just looking at it like a game, man. If you're in a game and you're trying to earn all that Furblog faction points and whatever, it's like you're going to do all those quests to get all that reputation points you can. And if there are things that negatively affect you by, I attacked this person for this particular reason, I'm going to lose reputation. So I don't want to do that, or I'm not going to do it on my main account or something. I'll snipe somebody through another account or something like that because I don't want to damage my reputation on this character. Wow, it really is a game, isn't it?
But that's the thing, though. You're using your alt character to do that. If you're still using your main character to do that, then you're an idiot.
Oh, well, I resemble that remark. So I also didn't realize you said something that actually struck a bell earlier. And again, it's probably just because I'm a narcissist, but you happened to say something about, it's like, well, Memes is a good guy, even if people are terrified about what he's going to come out with. I'm like, are people really that afraid?
People are afraid of all memers. Think about it. It's not always a bad thing, though.
Yeah. And I sit there and I'll sit back and I'm like, I actually have highlighted this because I've heard some folks say, and firstly I thought they were joking, and now I'm starting to feel a little bad that some of it may be true. It's like, you completely ruined my image on the internet. And I'm like, oh crap. I just kind of view it as like a cat playing with like a toy, or like, oh God, maybe it is like a cat playing with a bug. Because I'll see my cat occasionally play with a bug, and the cat's just like, ooh, little bug and stuff like that. And the poor bug's like, oh my God, my entire world, I'm just getting flipped around by this crazy fuzzy paw and stuff. And I'm like, am I the fuzzy paw, Steven?
You are the fuzzy claw. How about that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, you should. I was trying to do a Blue Eyes White Dragon thing for you.
Oh, well, I thank you. Yeah. Back with what you're saying, Muse, it feels like I'm a support trying to be a tank or DPS. Wow. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. It's like I took a look at Mac. I'm like, Mac is putting his creations out there and everything. And as much as like I never really paid much attention to the whole Comicsgate thing, just because even for me, it's like I had heard about that, and it's like for me, it's like I haven't been really a huge comics. I had some of the Sonic comics back in the day. I still remember getting Mortal Kombat #1, thinking it was one of the biggest things in the world. I'm gonna get this. This is such an issue thing. Going to the local comic shop at the mall, the little like corner store and everything where they also sold tobacco. But all I know is I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, all right, those folks will put things out there, but I kind of got derailed from that personally because like one of the big names I heard from when I started hearing Comicsgate and stuff was like Ethan Van Sciver. Did I know who that guy was? No. I'm like, oh, he was kind of like a kind of mainstream guy that was in the industry that's no longer in the industry. And what's going on? Oh, he's promoting a comic that seems to be just kind of memeing the whole like Pepe thing at the time, which seemed to kind of rise to prominence because it was quote unquote triggering the libs because they were making a whole bunch of fascist frogs and stuff at the time. So I'm like, now, and again, it was one of those things where it's like, oh my God, it's touching the Führer Pepe memes and stuff like that. And for me, yeah, no, it digitally gave it a bad smell. So I'm like, all right, I'm not even going to pay attention to this. I'm like, dude wants to make that, that's fine, but I didn't really pay attention to it. But even with that said, I'm like, a lot of those folks there, you got a bunch of independent creatives. They are literally creating art, creating books, creating drawings and stuff like that. Things that are out there that are in the valence. They're creating their art. They're putting it out there. And that was one of the reasons why I kind of like orbited around like the fandom menace for so long, because I saw so many good people. I saw so much potential. And there are some folks putting stuff out there, but it's very sad because I'm going to use a term that I learned basically at the tail end of the greater skeptic community. It kind of just seems like the reactionary right. It's like you'll have some lefty or someone do something, whether or not they're actually in a position of power. And it's like, oh my God, hold on, maximum pearl clutch right here. Oh my God, look at this. And I'm like, you could totally make fun of those people. And my thing is, again, it's like, if you want to go down that route, if it truly is that offensive to you, perfectly fine. I can respect a person that stands on principles, but it's just like if you're going to say cancel culture is bad, it is terrible. And I see a lot of these same channels and individuals like a couple of months later being like, this person was fired and good. I'm like, wait. So now you're celebrating people being, well, it's okay for these reasons. I'm like, oh, so you don't have any principles. You're just a cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with cheerleaders. A lot of very fine people.
But even what you're saying right now, memes, someone right now could walk by this stream and be like, oh, they're talking shit about this, and that. And then it falls back under the interpretation thing. And then this will go back out. And then you'll get DMs and people. And it's an onward cycle.
Wait a second. You're saying somebody might take offense to something said on the internet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The surprising thing is, I really don't get that. I have done that before. I've had those conversations, and I can see why some people would say some conversations and warning me about certain folks, because it's like some folks I'm listening there, it's like, oh look, I has your docs and stuff like that. It's like you do really well. It's not like it could have reverse image searched like my picture here, and it would have brought you right to my Facebook and everything, and you got the individual that was trying to wave the docs in front of you. It's like, God damn it, memes! That would have saved me so much time. It's like, dude, if you want to come by, just give me a heads up. We'll get some pizza, we'll get some beers, and we'll have some words. It's okay. I don't really care. But see, my thing is, a lot of folks they just kind of just seem to vanish. They just seem to be very quiet. And I'm not saying that I spent a several-year period intentionally going around being friendly to folks within chats, basically, I don't know, maybe treating people like human beings. And all I know is sometimes I'll put things out there and I'm like, why am I not getting as much hate? There might be a lot of silence among a lot of folks, but I'll notice, oh, that's a higher than average view count. And I'm like, huh, it seems to have more likes than normal and not as many dislikes as I would expect. This is very interesting to me. And I'm just like, because the thing is, if we had perfect knowledge, which on the internet, if somebody really wants to find out at some point or not, people can find out what you're watching, what you're doing this or that. It's like rule 2 of the internet's forever. And if you accept that, I just operate from, okay, is this true? Not what people will think, but is it true? People can think whatever they want to think. And I think a lot of folks usually run into issues when they start making very broad statements and acting like their opinion is fact. Because if you make a big statement like, oh my God, it's like, in my opinion,
like asshole meme, everyone has one, and most of the time it has shit coming out of it.
Right. Well, at the same time, it's like in general, with assholes, it's like, well, everyone has one, everyone needs one. All due respect, I understand there are some folks that might not consistently or currently have a rectum. We're trying to help everybody out there, so we do want to be inclusive. Well, just even like the statement that I just made right there, it's like, okay, I made a statement, and again, if you really have to preface everything with hashtag not all? I mean, you could. It would make things more clear, but now that's additional work and everything. So I try to like come at it from the point of, okay, rather than assuming what people are saying is wrong, because universal truth number 6, our minds tend towards the worst place. I think that's just an adaptive thing over thousands of years of humanity in order to survive. My thing is, what if I assumed maximum charity? Rather than being uncharitable, what if I was charitable? What if I assumed the best of intentions? And the thing is, even if that person doesn't have necessarily good intentions, a lot of folks are just so used to the conflict of, let me push at, let me poke or something here. This person's going to push back harder. I'm egging them on, and we're going to get into this battle, and we can do some PvP on the internet because we don't have to worry about IRL knuckle sandwiches. Hashtag legalized duel. But all I know is if you actually like come at it from like it's kind of like if somebody's mad at you and you kill them with kindness, quote unquote, hyperbolically, basically you're going through. It's like, oh, well, I like that. Oh, well, that's not very nice, and just you come. My thing is, if people are going to act like children, why don't we just treat them like children? Why are you just going to scream at somebody? Because for all you know, maybe that is a child. Nobody would ever lie about their age on the internet.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Kyla. But that's it, though. We also have that mentality type that are still living in the high school generation. They don't want to give up those best years because those best years are their only reason for feeling like they are as important.
Hey, don't hate on Mr. Al Bundy. 3 touchdowns in one game.
That means, what do you think of this?
I would offset the center circle thing a little bit to the left, maybe. I mean, that looks a lot better than it was earlier. I just feel like it's a little bit crowded in the center.
Okay, so
but other than that, dude, that's pretty dope. See, like my thing is too, like even the stuff you're just doing, like just the thing you're helping people out with, and like,
oh, they don't know I'm doing this.
Yeah. Oh, well, that doesn't matter, man. That makes it even better. Like every once in a while, it's like somebody will send me, like I think it was McCracken or somebody. He sent me that little thing of a mashup between Fizz and myself, like summoning Beetlejuice, and I'm like, this is freaking amazing. I'm like, I love it when people meme me and stuff, or whenever you would, I would see like the Babylon 5 memes and stuff like that. I sit there, I'm like, yeah, can you poke some fun at yourself? Yeah, because you should be able to laugh with yourself. It's just, I think a lot of folks, maybe they have a little bit of a confidence issue that, don't get me wrong, like I can totally understand it, especially like a lot of folks had really terrible times in high school and stuff like that. If they have the ability to try to redo that, like I can understand why they want to do it. It's like, yeah, now I'm sitting at the cool kid table. I just got to do all the things the cool kids want because that will make me a cool kid, right? Will it? I don't know.
No, well,
it's the thing that gets me is I just see so much wasted potential. I'm just like, we got the people, we got the smarts, we got the technology. We could literally make a whole bunch of like little short fan films and stuff like that, have everybody contribute to it, write a little part, because I'm sitting around like, dude, we got some awesome writers, we have some amazing illustrators and stuff like that. We have people that are fantastic with like video editing, like some of the folks that can do animation stuff, like what was it, like the Time Prophet? Dude, I watched one of his videos. I'm like, dude, that's like watching Final Fantasy 9. Like, it's freaking amazing.
Who do you think built my VTuber model?
Well, see, that's the thing. People don't know that because very often, like a lot of folks that even say, they've told me, it's like, oh, Means, I didn't know you had a channel, stuff like that. I'd see you in the chats all the time. I like that because a lot of folks don't know unless maybe they receive the quote unquote little bit of marketing there. They're on that other thing that other people happen to follow and stuff like that. Because that even happened with me with a bunch of other channels and stuff. Because I'm like, oh, I know I see people and everything. Because part of me, I did kind of get burnt out earlier back in the day when you'd have somebody say, oh, make sure you follow and subscribe this person. They're a great person. And then when you say that for everybody and you're like, oh, it's an amazing channel. Oh, it's an amazing channel. Well, if they're all amazing, doesn't that just make them all normal? Like, that's the thing. You need to have things that are relatable. It's like, well, so and so they do like a lot of short stories, or so and so they happen to do some illustrations and stuff. If somebody happens to want to do that, that's fine. But when it gets to the point where it's like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you check that bell. It's like, realistically, it's like if I like a person, yeah, maybe I'll follow them or something like that. If they're doing content I don't care about, why the heck would I click the bell? Because honestly, the YouTube algorithms are so powerful that if you happen to follow a particular channel and they happen to talk about a topic or subject that you're familiar in, let's say I follow somebody does a bunch of short stories, not really interested in those particular short stories, maybe I won't click that bell, but all of a sudden they start talking about something Godzilla or some anime thing there, there's a good chance that's probably going to pop up in my log. So at that point, now I'm more interested. It also reduces the clutter of seeing like 1,000 videos or so a day and being like, well, you obviously watch all my stuff because you don't have enough time to watch all that stuff. We're human beings. We're limited creatures and stuff like that. So being more realistic rather than doing the whole over the top, oh my God, follow everything, consume everything. Because remember, consume, consume, consume.
I can't do that. That's just boring.
Yeah, that's not fun. You just be real with people. You just got to accept it's like, are we going to be everyone's cup of tea? No. Some folks prefer coffee. Some folks prefer freaking tea, chamomile, hot chocolate, perhaps with a little bit of bourbon if they're of age.
Kahlua.
Ooh, I think my marketing teacher in high school did that.
Mm-hmm.
She was very chill.
See, but that's just it. Like we should be able to have talks like this without making it feel like you're trying to start shit. You're trying to pull away from anything else that just, you know what I mean? I try
people
not.
Are.
Yeah. Sorry.
See, a lot of it is, again, I don't want to say it's necessarily a lack of confidence, but if you're on the internet and you know that, especially like if you're doing this full time, like if this is your job or something like that, it's like all of a sudden, well, doesn't that answer the question about why you don't see folks pushing back against a lot of things happening within different forms of media and just in general? Why aren't there people standing up in these companies and corporations? Yeah, well, people probably don't want to get fired because like they need to live and survive. So is it really all that surprising we don't see people standing up and calling out bad behavior as much within online communities and stuff like that? That's why I sit back. I'm like, ultimately, aside from inherent power over, basically, aside from being the juggernaut over a period of time, just because you're the establishment, is there really much of a difference between like what we see in a lot of companies and what we see in like a lot of the new media? Because it's like, all right, because I've heard it from different people as well. It's like, well, as long as you stay in your lane and you say the right things to the right people and stuff, you put in your time, eventually you'll be able to make it within this industry. And I'm sitting back, I'm like, oh, so like corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, very interesting. And that's why I sit back and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna call folks evil, is it that they're evil, or you just disagree with how things are being how things are going? Now, is that because they're inherently bad people, or that's just the incentive structure that's in place?
Yeah.
Not saying it's right. I think it answers a lot of reasons. Oh, and I think it's about time to start using math and different memetics to help rephrase things around. Because I'm like, all right, you get a lot of folks that, some folks, and again, even on quote unquote the other side, the folks that are calling out folks, whether it's G and G, this or that. Like I listened to a little bit of Max's stream earlier and everything, and it's like you go in there, it's like, all right, and I'll even see folks. They'll even overly embellish things. And I called Max out for this at one point where he's like, oh, yes, Friday Night Lights and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? I'm like, dude, if I was just an outside person, I came across this, I'm like, oh, is this like a pro clan stream or something like that? I'm just like, and again, I realize where he got that from, because the Junk Man, which does a lot of retro stuff and everything, not really my big forte. He made a causal joke. He's like, oh, it's Friday Night Lights, huh? I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I tee-heed a tiny little bit. But there's a difference between a quick joke and a 20 plus something minute video and titling your entire live stream freaking Friday Night Whites. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? Now it's like, and again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there haven't been folks that have said racist things and stuff like that, because I've heard it and stuff. And I've heard some folks defend some of these things. And then the longer you go on, it's like, I mean, do you really want to defend that? Because if they change that thing, it's when you get like Ryan Kennelly saying, he's like, well, there's too many black people or something. And I'm like, what the f are you saying? I'm like, dude, if you're going to go around calling out folks, it's like when they say, well, there's too many white people around and stuff like that. No, you hold that as a principle. You don't judge somebody by the color of the skin. You judge them by the content of the character. And even the thing with like Donald Trump, it's like, oh, he's an orange man. It's like, why should the color of his skin matter? Who the hell cares if he gets a spray tan or not? That shouldn't frickin' matter. If you're gonna hold the principle, hold the principle. Because otherwise, people are gonna loop things back around and smack you, and they'll just. Because this is the thing I've heard for so long. It's like, what was it? It's like, well, are you willing to be charitable to somebody? It's like, the general meme that I get is, well, they only call out things when it's us, but they don't call out their own. And I hear this from both sides. I hear this from many sides, actually. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's what gets attention. I'm like, let me do some of the opposite. And why don't people do some of the opposite? Well, people don't want to hear those things because it takes away from whoever's particular narrative it is. Because you gotta hold tight to the narrative, because as soon as you start to lose the narrative, everything comes apart. And if your channel is based off of, oh my God, look at what these terrible people are doing. We're in an eternal quest to fight the evil people that are here. If also people think that they're not evil, maybe they're not going to support a quest to bash human beings. Just
I
saying.
hear what you're saying. Yeah. It's a lot easier to villainize and call out depending on certain things than it is to just hold true.
Well, it's also mob mentality.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you got a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of folks who say, yeah, do this, do that, it's like, just statistically, if you get enough folks together, again, there's no one group of community has a monopoly on assholes and everything like that. That's why I'll sit back. It's like, am I going to excuse the poor actions of other people? No. Might I understand? Yeah. And again, it's like I go back and again, not to get political, and just FYI, anytime somebody says that, they're usually about to get political. But the whole January 6th and everything, I'm like, okay, what I saw there was a mostly peaceful protest that temporarily sacked the U.S. Capitol. I make that statement, and that seems to drive a lot of people kind of crazy. Because one, I am pointing out mostly peaceful protests, which was a meme in and of itself. Poor Ali Velshi. It's fiery, but mostly peaceful. Again, accurate. Most folks there were peaceful, but when you got the freaking city on fire and everything behind you, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just be consistent in what you see. And like, if you hear, because my main thing is like if I was a really strong conservative, what I would be doing right now is I would go back from the past couple of years, take like the silly things or the statements that you had a bunch of lefties doing about different things, and literally use the exact same words just for a different situation. Use their exact words against it. It doesn't matter if it's left or right, because you could do this as a lefty too versus conservative. Someone saying, oh my God, we must protect these people, or we must defeat this, but now you're doing this. If you use the same words, just change like a noun that you're talking about, what do people say? It kind of like makes their brains like start to ignite, and people don't like it when their head hurts.
Yeah, you're making sense.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah. See, people like it when it makes sense, and one of the most telling things I ever heard, and I'm like, oh, how dare a person say this, was back in the day I had a person say, it's like, I only want someone else to vote if they support me. And I'm like, but that's not democracy. You want as many people to vote as possible. Like, no. I'm like, I sit back and I'm like, whoa, that was one of the most honest things I've ever heard. It's like, no, I just want people to support me. I might not like that statement. I can respect the person for being honest. And that's one of the things I think people have just been so conditioned to just consuming bullshit, pardon my French, apologies to the French, yeah, they're just like, well, if it's all going to be BS, we're just going to go with the BS I prefer. And you can always find, especially on the internet.
Yeah. Sounds like you're very passionate, Means.
I apologize for coming onto your channel and ranting.
Dude, you're allowed to rant. It's cool. I haven't made any awkward noises. No, it's talk. I like talking. I like hearing different people's point of view. And if anyone thinks that what he was saying or naming people was shit talking, it wasn't. So don't jump that gun either.
Oh, they can totally take it that way. I'm okay with that. And that's also the other surprising thing. It's like, because I'm not saying it's kind of a social experiment, but like I've seen stuff like that. But the issue you run into is what happens if somebody within your own group or bubble does start to point it out, but they're not like attacking you, because like if you just say, oh my God, these people are evil, well, yeah, whoa, now you're attacking us. Now you're being aggressive. But what happens if they point out something and there is some logic in there? If they have been around for a while and it's like, well, I like this person. I see this person around. They seem to be part of our group, and they are pointing out these things that I actually did think of for at least a moment there. It makes it so much more difficult, because now you're old, let's just bonk that person and just meme them into oblivion. Well, people within that group or circle, they might have well, why are you attacking so-and-so? They've always been nice to me. They haven't said mean things about me. It makes it's an asymmetric opponent. That's the thing. If you're going to view someone as opposition, it's like somebody says something crazy on the internet. Okay, we bonk them with some memes and stuff like that. Okay, move ahead. But if it's somebody that's bringing up a point using terminology that you've used before in a way that seems to be kind of logical, how do you deal with that? And a lot of folks are just afraid of a situation where they don't know what to say. Like they're not sure how to deal with it because it's the unknown. It's like, as long as someone's just saying mean words about us or attacking us or calling us evil, it's like we can just say, no, you're the evil one. It's kind of like it's the duck season, wabbit season thing. It's like duck season, wabbit season, duck season, wabbit season. Well, hey, we all know it's actually Elmer season.
Yeah.
I did a video on that.
You did?
One second. We'll illustrate it. I think it's under... yes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. The Mirror Force principle.
The what principle?
Dude, I'm going... Oh my God, I need to start actually... I need to start using frickin' OBS and stuff again. I used to put out far better videos. I actually start upping my game a little bit more. Where is that? Yes, the Mirror Force principle in cancel culture. Where are we?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Adega. How you doing?
Welcome, Adega. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna have some fun. I apologize, Steven. I overly hijack your stuff and things, but here we go.
I will. Are you sharing something?
Yes.
All right, give me one quick second.
Yep, no worries.
Actually, the lightsabers, they're just making it worse.
The lightsabers are a little much. You're getting too over the top there. All right.
Without further ado, we're going to reach off into the digital void here, and we're going to produce the Mirror Force trap card. Go, Mirror Force!
I prepared a special surprise. The power of my Mirror Force trap card.
Hold your fire!
Too late, Weevil. You already ordered your attack on my Dark Magician, and Mirror Force will deflect it right back at you.
So what do I mean by all this? What is this Mirror Force trap card? And as we can see from our highlighted examples there again, which obviously I've broken up as well into shorter blocks, but yeah. So going on with this is, what does it do? When your opponent declares and launches an attack against one of your monsters, basically, when your opponent attacks you, it negates that attack and reflects it right back at them, destroying all of their monsters. So basically, what I see going on is somebody launches an allegation or just even reports something that's negative about somebody or something, and people take offense to it. And when people take offense, we obviously respond with just the best thing we know what to do on the internet is we go after them, because just it's the internet, and this is what we do, because yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I go back. I'm like, wow. I talked about so much fun stuff in this video. Wait, did I even? Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. It was early in the video. Boom.
To help us decode these things with
Wabbit season, duck season. Wabbit season, duck season. Wabbit season, duck season. Wabbit season, duck season.
Poor Elmer. That poor cis white male. I apologize, Mr. Fudd. I am not sure what your actual pronouns are.
I think it's stud and
Maybe. But you just reminded me of that there. But no, that's how my mind works. It's just like, here's the thing. Let's go to this thing. Human beings are phenomenal at mental gymnastics. That's one of the things I've learned over the years.
They're fantastic and they're horrible at the same time, right? That's the free choice aspect, isn't it?
Oh, we're perfectly imperfect creatures. That's the thing. It's just, I think a lot of folks, they have trouble accepting that. In that it's like, oh my God, things need to be this particular way. And I've seen it with some folks that are more lefties and stuff too, and stuff like that. It's like, well, delete this. Why? Well, we don't want this to be the case. And it's like, okay. And again, that's one of my big issues with more conservative folks is kind of along the lines of, well, you're just, if you're going to say cancel culture is bad, we shouldn't get people fired. And I hear all these folks cheering when people are losing their jobs and getting canned. And I sit back and I'm like, so y'all don't really see, I mean, again, if you just want to be TMZ, that's fine. Now, you can take that because TMZ basically involves celebrity drama and stuff. And it's not like some of the folks that are talking about all this drama ever made fun of TMZ before in the past because, okay, well, why are they talking about it? Go on.
No, I said no one does that. Sarcasm.
Right. And that's the power of sarcasm because and that's the thing that gets me. I'm like, dude, if you want to like make fun of these people, you don't need to assert that this is a case. Just do it in a negative context. Just be like, well, nobody would ever do this. And you do it in a dry statistical way. It's like, now again, you're not alleging that these people are doing this, but all of a sudden you're putting the meme in people's heads of like, wait, do people do that? Because people are so used to just pushing back against the opposite of what people say. But if
you're literally inputting the ability to think for yourself and question. And that's the thing here. If you're not questioning, you're not actually listening.
Well, that's also the scientific method. It's like, is this true? Can we falsify this?
Yeah.
I just sit back and that's why I'm like, okay. So if you get a whole bunch of folks talking about things, well, why are they talking about this? Oh, this is, and again, don't get me wrong. There are issues that need to be brought up, but some of these other ones where it's like, are you just talking about like an actual issue for society? Because again, we need to talk about those things, but if you're just talking about people's personal drama and stuff like that, I'm like, well, isn't that kind of the definition of like what a Karen is supposed to be? Do we just have a whole bunch of people just kind of being quote unquote Karens on the internet? You kind of see on the top. Go on.
So would then, what is it then falling under the lines of how far criticism turns into Karenism?
I mean, kind of. That's the thing, and ultimately, it's like, where is the quote unquote line? I don't know. This is one of the reasons I'm very quick to apologize because I realize I step over that line at times. I try to keep in my mind, I'm like, all right, where are my bounds? My personal bounds are TV that was on cable in the 90s and Monty Python. That's what I try to use as my bounds. If it was within something there and I could say something similar to that, I should be okay. And I realize there are going to be some things that are a bit farther out there. And again, it's like, all right, rather than not apologizing for anything and just letting that hatred fester, I'm like, oh, let me be quick to apologize. I'll be quick to say I'm sorry, because it's like, you never know when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one did that seemed so huge that you'll never be able to forget about it. You never know when it might not be around. So why just live in hatred?
Oh, yeah. I think people. So is the hatred fall under the whole? What do you call it? The whole need to have a villain aspect, or is it an actual hatred? You're hating it just for the fucking sake of hating it.
I mean, it can be both, and that's the sad thing is, I spent a lot of time thinking about how you could try to help bring humanity together. It's like, I've asked this of people before, like very smart people, like one of the dudes that worked on the Human Genome Project. I'm like, I'll often ask people, how do we save the world? I'll get a lot of different responses. I've at least heard from a number of responses. It's like, at least within the top two, very often, I hear climate change. And again, whatever you want to believe of that, whatever the science data is, all I'm saying is maybe we should be good shepherds to Mother Earth. Probably something a lot of folks don't really disagree with. But when you pitch it as, well, you're being evil, blah, 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 it's like, well, people are going to turn that off and everything. And your quote unquote side and everything might cheer, be like, yeah, good job. Yeah, you got those libs, you got those cons, or something like that. It's like, okay, you can do that. And that's the thing. When people start saying you can't do that, that's when you start to summon trolls and stuff like me, because now you're telling people not what to do. Whereas if you present something, it's like, everyone loves to buy, nobody likes to be sold. That's the thing. It's just, I feel like a lot of folks, they're kind of selling things because that seems to be what's hot. What's hot? Well, let's dunk on these libs and stuff like that. Well, okay. I mean, you can totally do that. But again, it's like, how can you bring humanity together? I thought really hard. And even if you have like a transcendental event, maybe if literally you had like an almighty being or something come down from the sky and everything, even in that case, you're probably not going to unite everyone just because of statistics. So I'm like, it's sad that very often you do need a quote unquote villain or something to bash. So I'm like, well, how could we maximize freedom and responsibility? And that's ultimately how I come back to legalized dueling. Maximum freedom and responsibility.
Mm-hmm. And legalized dueling.
Right. Well, that's the thing. And it gets surprising bipartisan support.
Yeah.
I expected a lot of conservatives to support it, and I've heard that. And a surprising amount of lefties. And the people that tend to object are the conscientious objectors, which we do need to make sure we don't go full on fash. And then the people that I tend to, in my opinion, just want to be a-holes on the internet with no consequences.
Yeah.
Because again, nobody has to engage in a duel. It's just, if you have a method there for resolving hatred with people that you're going to call evil, well, evil needs to be vanquished. And if evil needs to be vanquished and you're a good, upstanding culture warrior, you're willing to sacrifice. You're willing to have skin in the game. Because a true believer, they're willing to give their life up for the cause. It's not like if something like that were to happen, you'd quickly find out who the true believers are and who the talkers are.
I don't know anything about that. Awesome one. I know nothing about that.
Wait, I'm from Hawaii? I didn't know that.
I don't
Aloha.
know.
Oh, did I say aloha? Probably. I have a standard like kind of script and stuff that I go through. I also get told like I'm kind of the NPC just because it's like, oh, dare you treat people the same? Oh my God, what a terrible person. Sorry, it's a bit.
See,
One of the things is gone.
Act like shit online, and they are hurting people across, let's say, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, or in your real life. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means you're judging them based off their actions. But if their actions are continuously, like you say, keep consistent, and they're still being consistent, does that make them the enemy, or does that make them so fucking dumb that they can't see over anything else but their own self? and it becomes more of a selfish villain than an actual the utmost villain.
I'm going to default to physics on this and say it's the principle of least action. In that, an example, you brought up like some of the larger channels and stuff a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
My thing is, especially if you get to that scale, or if you got like hundreds of thousands or millions of folks that are following you and stuff like that, just statistically, you're going to create more of a vortex of like a lot of good people, a lot of fine, upstanding people, and you're probably going to have some a-holes and stuff like mixed in there as well. And just as you statistically increase it, very often, well, our minds tend towards the worst place. So again, it's like, are you going to remember all those thousands of happy comments, or are the several dozen or several hundred very negative biting comments the ones that you're going to remember? So very often it's like, well, we don't have time and we physically can't like respond to everybody. So, we see something negative. Okay, we're just going to block them. I'm just going to block them, not even going to spend the time to deal with it, because we need to keep moving forward. Because at least when I went to business school, they trained you, well, if you're not growing, you're losing, you're failing, you're falling behind. And I'm like, well, if that's going to be the principle you're going to hold, well, in that case, if you built up whatever it is based upon getting people outraged about insert topic X here, well, you kind of have to keep doing that. You're literally become a quote unquote slave to the algorithm. So you need to put that stuff out there or you're not going to get traction. I've heard people tell me this from like very large channels or relatively large channels. It's like, yeah, we tried putting out other stuff. It got no traction at all. We have to keep putting this out there. So I'm like, okay, well, how do you fix that? I'm like, all right, well, if somebody wants to engage in moral comment, an awesome one. I've been thinking, man, I really don't want to do it, but I'm getting closer and closer to doing a KickFundMe or Kickstarter or whatever it is, to raise money to start a dueling app. Because my thing is to legalize dueling would take a lot. Because at that point, it's like, okay, well, let's legalize consensual potential murder. Probably not a good thing. Not a good thing. I want to avoid that, but that's my backstop. However, what we could do is we could take the old Adam Warski / Tonka principle and or the more recent Jake Paul phenomena, or whatever Paul brother it is. I apologize, gentlemen. And okay, why don't we make it as easy as possible for people that hate each other to get in the ring? Because again, if you're a true believer, you're willing to put up. It's not like a whole bunch of folks are acting like, what was the term? Internet tough guys?
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
Keyboard warriors.
Right. I'm just saying, just again, and that's the thing. If somebody just wants to do it, that's fine. But it's not like some folks are pretending a particular way, because I even saw one of the old larger skeptic community channels, somebody that I was familiar with and listened to some of their videos. At one point, was it early January, they're like, people need to show up and fight for their rights and everything. And somebody right below them commented, so you're going to show up? No response. Crickets. And I'm just like, okay, so it's not like there's a whole bunch of folks out there trying to get people enraged to do their dirty work for them. That would be wrong.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, no, Kylock, totally do that. Totally do that. No, do your art stuff. Put that out there and everything. I mean, if you can put that out, and again, have fun. Whatever you're going to do, don't do it because you feel like you have to do it, because that's how you get completely burnt out and everything. If you're having fun, you know what? Even if nobody else appreciates it, as long as you have an audience of one, as long as you have fun yourself, that's the thing. And you know what? At some point, just statistically, you're probably going to attract other folks that feel the same way there. It can be a very long game type thing. It might not be quite as seemingly fun as, oh, I'm just going to power level myself up to this thing, and then I can do the things I want to do. Because at that point, it's like, okay, if you grow steadily, at least you have a solid foundation, so you can do pretty much whatever you want. Thunderdome. Well, the thing is, Linux, that's the thing. Because ultimately, what drives a lot of this? And again, I'm going to say probably a lot of folks within the greater trolling community. Because Rule 14 of the internet, everyone loves a good dumpster fire. People love the drama and stuff. So if people want bread and circus, I'm like, okay, I've been telling folks, or at least trying to suggest for a while, now, play nice. I often get the response. Like at one point, I got an angry badger from Ryan Kennel who was like, no. So I'm like, okay, people want bread and circus. Let's give them the ultimate bread and circus. Let's put people in the ring and have them beat the literal crap out of each other legally. And again, we'll quickly find out who the true believers are and who the talkers are. I brought this up to the quartering. I still need to do a little short video on this. I'm like, if we legalize dueling, wouldn't that end the culture war in 6 months? He's like, well, yeah, but nobody would do that. And I sit back and I'm like, wait. From Jeremy from the quartering is saying that nobody would ever do something stupid on the internet? Really?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of videos.
And again, it's my thing is, again, you can believe whatever you want. You can do what you want. My thing is hypocrisy. If you're saying that nobody would ever do something stupid on the internet, and your channel is pretty much based upon people doing very unwise things on the internet, I mean, what am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to think? And again, I get it. A lot of folks, consume. Yeah, my thing is, again, I just look at it, I'm like, okay, people want the bread and circus. Let's get the bread and circus. Because, again, you can't control the internet, but the closest thing you could have is a little bit of chaos control. So if you put the correct memes out there and everything, and as soon as the trolls start getting behind it, because they're like, yeah, we don't necessarily support, some of us might support a particular ideology, but we just want to see a whole bunch of entertaining stuff happen. And if that entertaining stuff happens to involve very large channels that have been saying terrible things, start to actually have to physically engage with one another, and then some folks will have to explain why they're not going to engage, it takes away the of quote-unquote invincibility. Because it's not like some folks would be going around, whether or not they're saying it or not, that certain folks within different forums would be like, oh my God, this shiny YouTuber, they're our avatar of justice. They're going to help bring us to the quote-unquote promised land. While they might not say that, that mimetic may resonate with some folks. But all of a sudden, if your warrior of justice is starting to make excuses for why they're not willing to get in the ring and fight that evil they've been talking about for years, it's kind of like when Leonidas basically threw the spear and he cut Xerxes' cheek. It showed that even a god emperor can bleed.
Yeah.
It puts a limit on the maximum clout you can get. It adds entropy into the system. So if you're trying to keep on growing, some folks, there'll always be folks that will join, but all of the folks will be like, well, you're not actually serious, so I'm just not going to pay attention to you anymore.
That make good points. And sometimes the thing that's been bothering you the most just needs to be seen through a different perspective, that it doesn't need to be brought to everyone else, because it's not helping anything but making it prolonged.
Let thee who is without sin cast the first stone. I don't see many saints walking among us.
Well, I am technically I'm a deity if I want to go through the Steven Seagal roads.
I mean, I haven't kept up on my Seagal lore. Again, more of the Chuck Norris side of things, or Segato Sanshiro.
Yeah.
Kylock, don't worry. This is confusing to me. I'm literally highlighting things from probably the past 4 or 5 years on the internet that you have absolutely no reference for at all, speaking in a not quite metaphysical way, but in a little bit of a metaphysical way. So it's like, again, this is why very often it's just so much easier. Insert name here. They are bad for Y reasons. Now, if you replace any of those things, because I think, what was it? Again, Philip DeFranco, shout out to Philly D. One of these things he put best is like, if you hear a salacious story about somebody you don't like, here's what you do. Number one, replace that person you don't like with a person you do like. Would you feel the same way? And then replace that person you do like with Jake Paul. How do you feel? Keep things in reference. That's like at that point, it's like, all right, you're thinking it's like, well, this person's a terrible person. Now, are they a terrible person for this reason? Because it's really that reason, or you don't just like that person, and you're using this as a mimetic coupling. I'm attaching this to this person because I don't like them, so I want to bonk them over the head with it. But if it's a person we do like, well, we're going to give them a pass because we totally like them, and we're going to explain it away.
Oh, I fucking hate that shit. All right, Memes, now I'm going to ask you a favor. You're going to entertain for a quick second. Hello, War Monkey. Well, Steven does have a Buddha belly. Well, thank you. Gary, how you doing? UK Saint here. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Welcome, Gary. Okay, no, I got you. Welcome, War Monkey, as well as Awesome One. But this is the thing. Okay, here's the thing, Awesome One. I'm going to... Warning, Memes. The following statements may be found triggering to some. So I thought about this before because, again, when you start saying, well, these are the same people, are they? Are these the exact same people? Sometimes they are. But when you start categorizing, being like, well, when I start hearing, well, Disney is evil, are you saying several 100,000 cast members for one of the largest companies in the world are evil? Do you believe those hundreds of thousands of people are evil? Or are you saying that we have major disagreements with a lot of the upper management and we think they're doing a horrific job and driving the company into the ground? Those are two very different stories. Because if you're going to say the entire company is evil, now aren't you attacking the cast members? Now aren't you attacking all these hardworking folks? Cast members, which 30 to 40,000 plus were laid off during the pandemic. So, I mean, this is affecting people's lives and everything. So I look at that, but, I'm sorry. Getting back to the point, sidetrack. Yes, ADD, these things happen. But, okay. Now, are there not some people, again, I'm using the term some instead of most and all, are there not some people that go out there and they're like, oh my God, these people, they're promoting like bodily acceptance and everything. Oh my God, they're promoting people being overweight and everything like that. Oh my God, this is so unhealthy for society. Are some of these the same people that are like, oh, the dad bod is totally in. We're totally pro dad bods. Again, I'm just saying perhaps some irony there. And I say this as somebody that totally had a dad bod and everything, and there ain't nothing wrong with having a dad bod. But if you're going to say that, oh my God, how dare people say that you should accept yourself? And again, I understand there's health things and stuff like that. You should be healthy. Again, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your own doctor. Oh my, I see all this stuff here about people saying, oh my God, so-and-so's not a doctor. They're saying all this stuff. And it's like, okay, now are you telling people what to do? Am I seeing people in positions of power telling people what to do for their medical procedures, telling people that they must do this or they can't do this? I'm like, well, as long as they never said before, complained about other people being doctors, and now they're trying to play doctor themselves. I'm talking within the medical profession sense, which I am not a doctor. Now, if you're playing doctor with another consenting adult, hey, whatever you do behind closed doors, that's totally up to you.
What were you doing behind closed doors?
No, I was saying how I completely confused Awesome One because he said something about his briefs or something like that, and he was talking about like large tummies and stuff. So I was like, well, as long as there aren't some folks that were complaining about folks promoting quote unquote fat acceptance and stuff, but they're also pro dad bod. I'm like, oh, isn't that kind of like a fat acceptance thing? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Some people like the dad bods.
No, but what I'm saying is, and again, this is what we often see, and I'm just utilizing that as an example. Like some folks, they might call out, oh my God, look at these people. They're promoting fat acceptance. That's so bad. That's so terrible. But, oh my God, the dad bod is totally in. I'm like, isn't that just another category of quote unquote chubby acceptance? I say this as somebody that respects a lot of big, beautiful women.
Really?
Oh my God. One of the most mind-blowing orgasms I've ever had. Oh, too much?
You're saying fat girls try too hard?
Oh, no.
I don't know where you're
Oh,
going with this, so I was trying to cover your next.
don't cut. Just
You can hear Memes'
Steven.
voice. He's actually laughing and blushing at the same time as he goes off camera. So technically, I caught him in the meme because now he's trying to get defensive, and I'm gonna keep talking his monotone.
Just give me enough rope. That's all I'm saying. It's when
Yeah.
somebody goes off, don't even push back. Just let them talk. That's how you ultimately let people destroy themselves. It's just you don't even need to fight back. Just ask a few words, and if somebody is digging a hole, why would you take away their shovel? Just saying.
It's easier to take away the shovel.
But then they'll try to grab the shovel back. I'm like, you get the shovel,
No,
little
it's already
dog.
being buried.
Well, I mean, if they want to dig their own hole and just get stuck in it, I mean, by all means, I don't know. I think I inadvertently do that to some people.
Do
I
what?
apologize.
What exactly do you do? Besides be yourself.
These are questions the world probably should know. This is why I did a video about it yesterday. Don't give me power.
There's a difference between power and respecting another person's opinion.
I mean, on the internet, is that a difference that's actually acknowledged?
You're talking on my channel, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, but you're giving me power. You're
I'm not.
platforming me right now.
No, I'm not platforming you. You're not Star Trek. I'm asking a friend to talk and have an opinion, and the friend is talking and giving their opinion, as well as personal stories and insights. That is not power. That is conversation.
Well, you're being charitable.
No.
Well, you
Sending a link to someone isn't charitable. That just sounds that's in itself rude, isn't it?
Well, I apologize if that's the case. I'm just saying that if I think we need more charitability, basically not assuming the worst thing. The way I was portraying it is I was putting it in a negative context. Yeah, it's like some people could say this about this because you can say anything you want on the internet just because someone says something doesn't make it true. That's the thing I think a lot of people lose. They're like, oh my God, this person said something I disagree with. I need to absolutely change their mind or go after this person because I disagree with them. And I sit back, it's like, well, because they're not agreeing with your particular narrative. It's like, well, if we all agreed, wouldn't that be boring? That's a quote from Sam and Nick McCabe, because the world would be boring if we all disagreed, or if we all agreed.
Well, technically, you'd all be a Borg then. It would be under a hive mind principle.
That's a wonderful meme. Thank you.
What?
Well, just pointing out, my thing is, it's, again, balance. I don't really care what a person believes as long as you're passionate and you're coming from a place of maximal love. If you happen to disagree with me on different points, if you actually talk to somebody, that's the thing. You might not always agree with what they say or do, but if you're willing to hear a person's story, you at least get the gist of where they're coming from, usually.
That's the problem.
That's just my experience.
Once the discussion or the refusal to have that discussion is there, you're pretty much just at the point of beating that dead dragon. Sorry, I didn't use the term like that. But
no offense taken. I applaud your use of scaly culture.
Well, anytime trying to be inclusive here, unlike Disney.
Well, and see, that's the thing. It's like, if you want to promote things and stuff, you can do it in a fun way. Because again, it's like, I think a lot of the original series and some of the better series nowadays, and I think so much of the pushback and stuff within media isn't necessarily because things are quote unquote woke. It's that they've been done, in my opinion, at times very poorly. They've been done very poor way, or just coming from a perspective of folks within their own personal bubble. Because if you're going to be within the greater Hollywood bubble, yeah, there's going to be a lot of folks around you. If a lot of folks are saying the same thing, why wouldn't you say it? And I take that and I use that, I think in math they call it a homomorphism, in that it's essentially the same thing. So if I mapped on people in the bubble that believe more or less the same thing, I mean, aren't some of us in our own bubbles, if we're just around a lot of folks that are saying the same things, is it really a surprise of what's happening? So again, as long as folks are consistent, and if they're coming at it from a point of passionate love, I don't really care. It's just, if you're gonna start calling people evil for the sake of calling people evil, well, I'm gonna hold you to that standard. If they're evil, well, you're ready to sacrifice. You're willing to have skin in the game, right? Or are you just a talker? Just saying.
I think it's easier for some just to do one or the other. Like I come from. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Yeah, I enjoy having conversations. I don't like having what was it? I saw it and I retweeted. I think it was days ago. It is impossible to like everyone. No, it is impossible to have everyone like you because you don't even like everyone. Yep. Have a good one, Low Spec. It's called Pick Monkey, Gary.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing.
And then and from there, when I was reading that, I was like, that does make sense.
Because my thing is like, do I agree with everybody on everything? Hell no. That's the thing. It's like we're all individuals and stuff like that. There may be a number of things that we happen to agree upon, and we all have different hierarchies as well, in a way, of things that are important to us. Because to say it's kind of like when I see folks, it's like if you go around and you say the same thing about everything, be like, oh my God, this is the biggest, worst thing in the world. And then the next day, this is the biggest, worst thing in the world. And then this is the biggest, worst thing in the world. It's like, again, you go back to the cry wolf issue. There, it's like, well, if everything is the worst thing in the world, then when there actually is something absolutely horrific that comes up, people are just going to be like, oh, this is just another thing. It's just as bad as this other thing that maybe wasn't as important. And that's a problem, because when actual issues come up, your quote-unquote ideological opponents will just be like, well, you hate on everything. So I'm not even going to pay attention to this, even though this might be an issue where, unfortunately, you may actually have children being harmed. And that's what really bothers me.
No, I agree with that. God damn, I keep pressing the wrong picture.
I know, so many clicks.
Oh, why is it messing up the colors now? All right, hold on. Delete that.
I need to do my meme. I've been neglecting my co-host.
What meme?
Jurassic Park and the big pile of crap.
Oh yes, you were mentioning that before on the other.
Dino poop.
There's something weird about that. Hold on. I want you to quickly download this. And then that's not what I meant to do. Add a photo. Let's bring this down because for some reason the rendering is not working right. What the fuck happened? What the hell?
Oh, you broke it.
No, I didn't break it. I think that's the problem. Because you see, I'm getting the different colors of whites, and I shouldn't be, and it's messing me up. Because as soon as I zoom in, it's not doing it anymore. But then if we add that, all right, so I can actually see where see. I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing quickly and reload all of it. Is this like Kittle? What do you mean Kittle? I don't think I've ever heard of that program before. It's pretty much an online editor I've been using for everything. I don't know why it's being like that. Oh, Control Z. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Nope, stop. What's going on? Okay, stop. Control Z. Z. Oh my god, what the Just. Oh wait, is this the? That's. All right. Now I understand what the hell's going on.
Ah, there we go.
You get your meme all done?
I'm working on it. Almost there.
And I gotta take. I think it's this one, and you duplicate. I'm trying to line this up like. And then it's no, wrong one. It's the fade. Then I can, shit. Okay, because I got that picture right there. That's not good, so I'd have to bring this over here. Yeah, there's something not right there. Maybe this has to go. Nope, that's not what I want at all. What was the question? Graphic editor using templates. I use several in GIMP. I use this one, and I just look for images, and then I just attach everything together.
That's the way it usually works. All right.
Hey, Six. How long? I hope you're doing well. I do this for fun, Six, channel art and all that stuff. But yeah,
Welcome, Six.
imitating Gary's thumbnails are not easy. Trying to get the right format and stuff. But the text keeps messing up, and it's not supposed to. Like it won't stop that weird shit. Usually I don't have this many problems. Today it seems to be giving me a little bit of...
Get 99 problems and clicking is one of them.
I don't know if it's rendering or just assholery.
Well, sometimes maybe it's a little bit of both.
Memes and thumbnails and all that stuff is just part of the trend.
Yep. The points where you're like, oh my god, maybe I should use a mouse after all these years.
Yeah, I do. I hate that it keeps doing this rendering shit on me, and I can't get like the line work to see how clean the line work is, and that's what's bothering me. How are you doing? Sick. Yeah. Does that look better than the other one before, with less lightsabers and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
The lightsabers made it look too busy.
Yeah. I should also probably take... I think it's that one, right? Yeah, it's that one. And I should... Whoa. Okay. That's... Yeah. I just wanted to rotate it a little, guys. Come on. No, that looked weird. All right, do. See, the lines aren't actually that thick. For some reason, the editor is doing that, and it's bothering the shit out of me that it's not rendering correctly. What does this say? I don't need help. Stop telling me I need help. Yeah, but if I download this, and I'll go to my brand, and not add a background, but I'll see if I can add it as an overlay. And you guys can see what it's like. I'm sorry I sound like shit. I'm sick.
No worries, man.
But that's what it's going to look like as channel art when it's done. He doesn't know what I'm doing.
Freaking dope, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. You have to start charging for these.
Well, you highlight your work and, I don't know, maybe do a little $5.
Or subscribe star, yeah.
Yeah.
See, Also works because that's that's just a shader. That fucked up. Go back to where you were. Thank you. Yeah, no, I this is relaxing to me. I like having talks and just it hurts to cough and everything. My whole chest is just But thank you. You want to hire me to do your channel banner 6? Well, you just gotta let me know what you want on it, and we can do something. Sure. And that's the vac tubes I had to edit out. So you got Arlena, Daryl, and their friend that recently passed. This line right here is when you put your channel links in. And you'll see on people's banners will have different icons for like Twitter and stuff. So depending on the color scheme, it will just pop up on that bar instead. Yeah. And that uses a shit ton of layers right there. And yeah, that's me trying to make Mark Zuckerberg look like Beaker.
Poor Mark. Oh, jeez.
And that's where I do like my Evil Dead shit. Thank you, Scott. I hope so. Yeah. Oh, it hurts. That's a little snotty. Now, memes throughout this whole stream. We've been almost 3 hours. Holy shit! I'm gonna let you in on something.
Okay.
It has scrubbed about 5 today.
Okay.
They're going live. Yeah. It's been scrubbing my friends too. It's fucked up.
Now,
I'm just making an observation. I'm not worried. I'm really not. I don't care.
Is that because that's what an algorithm or something is doing, or that's what people?
That's the algorithm. No, the algorithm is doing. When it's scrubbing my mods that are active, it's a problem. I will go live, and within the first minute, there's not even a viewer in the chat. It already scrubbed.
Because my thing is, occasionally I may have followed somebody or something back in the day, and if I see they're live or something like that, and they're talking about something I'm not really interested in, and I have no longer interest in that thing, I might actually unsubscribe. So I'm just saying that that's my thing. But if it's folks that you know are mods that want to be there, occasionally that does also happen. I have noticed that as well.
No words, eh?
Save. Oh, that's right. Sure.
I'm working on, like I said, I was working on a secondary channel just in case. That is the channel art for that channel. I self-taught myself over 2 years. Yeah, but Donna gone crazy. Yeah, she has. But the picture in the middle is actually a close-up of Cyclops. I just trimmed it down, and behind it is an optic beam blowing out a Sentinel.
Yes. Danger room.
Mm-hmm. My biggest problem is after I'm done using all those images, I have to go through and manually delete a whole shit ton.
Oh my god. I had to start doing that. I'm like, oh my god, I need hard drive space.
Your download folder is the worst thing ever because you'll go through your download, you're like, okay, this.
Yep.
It also means I'm going to have to start selling my whole Funko collection now because the way things are going, I could really use that 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's old stuff like these G.I. Joe, the Spider-Man, the Star Wars, the He-Man, the Stan Lees, the everythings. We'll have to work that out. You may start making an online comic. That'd be awesome.
I mean, that would be sweet. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to do that. All right, a little bit of text. Wow, takes so long
To what?
to try to make something the way you want.
Oh,
It's okay though. It's fun as long as you have fun. Longer, blah blah blah. Just that. All right.
yeah. There he is. You want a Ryan Kindle meme I haven't used yet?
Sure.
It's on the screen.
Hold on. What the- is that him as like a Teletubby or like a sperm?
I'll just remove his face.
Or is his Deej? Is that supposed to be? Is he missing the ears of the pink dinosaur?
No, that's this dude right here. I don't know who it is. I just found it. I thought it was funny. What's your comic gonna be about, Gary? It looks like Ezra Miller. Probably. I was watching that arrest footage. That dude's nuts. Or he needs help. I can't decide anymore. But I haven't heard anything else coming out from his supposed accusers and shit. Oh. You mean, where is it? Could be. It could be the new Flash suit.
Oh, that's actually kind of funny.
Ezra.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh, wait, let me do that. Do I still have that lightning bolt somewhere? I did. Oh, wait, downloads. Where is it? Do. I don't even know if I still have this image. God dang it, I might not. Shoot. Yeah, I thought I had that image and I might not. Damn it, I thought I did. But no, this is pretty. Yeah.
Right. Where are we?
I'm gonna upload one more.
Here we go.
Hold on a second. One second. I'm trying to find that image I just had. Where is it? Pardon me. Sorry.
Don't stop, make it drop. Something
like that. Right. Yeah. Where? It's okay to sing. It's all right. Dude,
you don't want me singing. That's a terrible thing.
You were just singing.
I know.
I'm trying to. There it is. Oh, that's why. Okay, never mind then. I gotta get rid of this one.
See, things make sense.
The Bone Orchard Mythos prelude makes his photos with background look straight forward enough to make it. All right. Oh shit! Here we go. Oh God! Really, memes?
This is in response to our discussion about the discovery of the big
Black
B
hole.
hole we discovered at the center of the Milky Way.
Mhm.
I promised I would do a video and stuff like that. And to be fair to Fizz, I'm very proud of that monster girl. She did herself a content. She actually has her own YouTube channel stuff now. It's actually pretty funny. I was gonna say if you want, if we're getting ready to wrap up the show, we could always end with that. It's
I don't
very
know that.
lighthearted. Oh, I have it.
That's still funny. Like a one step up from a meme. The layers are fun though too if you get it right, Gary. I started with like Windows Picture Editor, and then from there.
Oh, she premiered it too. Oh, good for her.
Would you like to test for some midichlorians?
What is going on? Oh no! I don't know. I don't know if Qui-Gon is a proctologist. I thought he was a Jedi, but he was a man of religion.
I don't. It's still funny.
Oh, no, don't let your Jedi master put their fingers up your behind unless they're also a doctor checking for lumps.
Jesus.
Ooh, that's harsh.
My like a bantha meme is used by Loki. That's cool. I'll put this for memes, and I will.
This is Fizz's first contents. I'll put her link in the thingy.
Oh no! Bruh. Did I die? I'm pretty sure I died. What is happening right now?
Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom boom, ain't it neat to be nuts? I got tacos. Silly and cuckoo all day long. Boom boom, to be crazy.
Yeah!
Buy a new pair of combination underwear. Guaranteed 6 months too, without a rip or tear. Growing 6 months without exaggeration, but I can't get them off because I lost the combination.
Bruh.
Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom boom, ain't it neat to be nuts?
Hi.
Silly and cuckoo all day long. Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy? I got Taco Bell.
If I turn around and do this, does it count as grinding? I've got the tits.
Taco Bell.
Yes!
Heads, pets, time.
Which report was I filing?
So good!
I got nacho fries.
I got to grind on Crow and make him forget what he was doing. Mission accomplished. Eat bird, bitch! Jeez, Fizz has no lower half, so flatulence is impossible.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you, lick your butthole or something so I can have my hand back?
Flowers scented rainbows from beneath my tail.
I get her ass beat.
Excited taco holder.
I think he knows he was tricked.
Get off my balls!
Nacho fries, my dude.
Fuck that quest. Man, nobody clipped that. That was awful.
What the fuck?
I thought I was told that she would start channeling her inner memes the other day. That's why I'm like, I am so proud of you.
Someone said something about what was it? Oh yeah, you're saying like a bantha. on. Oh shit. Actually, Gary, I actually designed that whole design right there. Hold on, that's a bad one. I don't even know why I did that. Hold on. Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm sick and my head's up my ass.
I mean, wait, what?
What?
People usually say their head is in their butt, not on their butt. That makes it very different.
I'm sick. What do you want from?
Oh, that's okay. No. Feel better.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Trying to find the design right now. Hold on. Where the hell did it go? I had it here. Oh, there it is.
Well, Kylock, I ask myself that all the time. That's why what I find is I feel like you're in and again, I am not a counselor or anything. Speak to a professional that's not me. But I feel like I'm in a superposition at times. Like, what the heck do I do? And it's
Kylock.
like, oh, well, just make a decision and just try to be your best Kylock.
Kylock, the blacklist. James Spader.
Steven
The
often has
blacklist.
good advice.
And actually, you can see all of the helmet is actually filled in with just the words like a bantha. The background image is actually a silhouette of the Slave One. Yeah, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna make something.
Wait, is it just me or does Boba ship? Oh shit! Too much crap on the brain. Does his ship actually kind of look like a Mando mask?
No, the mask is what I added over top of it.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I'm looking at that. I'm like, wait, is that actually what like Slave One looked like? Because I remember, I'm like, I see the outline and stuff. I'm like, looks like a Mandalorian mask and everything. I'm like, oh, dude, that's really creative. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But go on. No, I was gonna say, I literally need to get running and like grab some.
Me too. I'm gonna pretty much end the stream for now, and thank everyone for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on and letting me display some of my. Again, I don't always meme, but when I do, I like to have fun and have a point. Sometimes.
That's a good way to look at it. Everyone else, I'll be somewhere later today. I'm Steven Seagal, and this is the end.
Doc, my waistline is under siege, says FAT-STEVENSEAGAL.